Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
How is everybody after the game? Thank you so much for calling us here, for joining us here today on the Ravori Sports podcast. Like and subscribe to all of our social media content as well. So thank you so much. We're here after another Ravens loss, unfortunately. So we're going to go ahead and chop it up what happened. Not a big surprise, obviously, what happened today. But we're going to go over here and just go over how the Ravens actually go forward with the season. So definitely check us out here. See, Charles Harris, we are LegalShield.com. Definitely check us out, Legal Shield on Facebook. This time of year, I know a lot of you HR people are reaching out if you're looking for benefits package for your employees. Definitely Legal Shield would be excellent as a benefit to give to your employees. It's very flexible. Very good benefit to give your employees. So Legal Shield is outstanding stuff. Genesis Notary Services in Winchester, Virginia. If you know with Winchester. So Genesis Notary Services. Actually, I almost had to miss part of the Maryland game yesterday because I was on a notary appointment, which is good. Always looking to go ahead and get that squared away as well. So definitely we're doing more with real estate now as well. So real estate closings are not the main thing always we're doing, but general notary work. If you need any field inspection, wedding efficient, Winchester, VA area yesterday up in towards Harrisonburg. So definitely give us a call. Always give us a call if you need any notary. If you know anybody like that, we'll be happy to work it out with you. Maryland men's basketball, October 24th is coming up. We are near basketball season here. NBA is about to start. Terps are going to start this year. Can't wait to see what Buzz Williams does with the Terps going forward as well. Tough loss for the Terps yesterday, 2 straight weeks. Like that. We'll talk about that on the podcast as well. Very close, baby. Mahomes. That was a roller coaster ride yesterday on there in College Park. 17-3 Rams over the Ravens in this football game. Ravens now 1-5. 5 losses is right. So we weren't expecting that, but we this is where we are, 1-5. No real surprise, right? No real surprise today. Whatever. I think in an odd way, they did show more fight. At least I thought the effort at least was better. You did have some guys come back. Kyle Hamilton on the field. Anoli Gilman, I think I'm pronouncing his name right. He actually played college ball with Kyle Hamilton, so he's familiar with the defense, familiar with at least Kyle Hamilton, familiar with the Rams, the opponent. Defense, I thought overall looked better, but not enough offense, obviously, in this one. So let's just start there, right? Right. I think you had a chance to win this game today if you'd have had Lamar Jackson playing it, but with Cooper Rush in there as well, ineffective without Lamar Jackson, the quarterback. Cooper Rush threw an incompletion, only completed short passes, mostly over the middle. Zay Flowers, that's about the worst game I ever saw him play. He had 2 fumbles, trying to cut up the field, whatever, got the ball smacked out right down there around my field. The reverse play a little bit later in the first half, fumble reverse. He's done that like a zillion times. Fumbled the ball from Cooper Rush, lost it. When you fumble the ball, fall on the ball. Fall on the ball. Sir John Madden say that all the time. Fall on it if you fall, because he's trying to pick it up, and then the other team goes there and gets it. That's exactly what happened. That quarterback change in this one, Tyler Huntley. Cooper Rush was benched. They went to Tyler Huntley. I know somebody's in the comments going to say for sure, well, they should have played Huntley the whole game. Huntley's not a good quarterback. He's not a lot either. Possibly, you probably should have played Huntley because Tyler Huntley, the reason why the people that like Tyler Huntley like him is because at least he's giving you some run offense, right? He had like 55 yards in the rush game. He had like a big, good 12-yard scramble in the late. So you're moving the ball down the field a little bit more. He gives you kind of some of that elements of the offense they usually run with Lamar. So it kind of makes more sense. But he's not a really good passer either. He gives a lot of negative plays. This is why teams don't stay with him. Was he better than Cooper Rush today? Possibly. But the change was necessary. At least you get a spark or something like that. Interested to see his future now that he's been benched in the game as well. Derrick Henry finally got his touches, so this is the first time I think it's ever happened where the Ravens lose a football game where Derrick Henry gets more than where Derrick Henry got more than 20 touches. He was 24, I think, for 122. They didn't have a real choice. Considering the way the passing game looked, he kind of created holes. Offensive line, I thought, did play better today. It did noticeably get worse without Ronnie Stanley, who went out again. So creating holes for Derrick Henry, pass protection. Ronnie Stanley, once he left the game early, looked totally different with Stanley in there, I thought early. But this is kind of what we keep seeing with Ronnie Stanley. This is the problem. Like he leaves games early, and this one didn't. I was hoping when he went out that because he didn't play last week that maybe they were just going to on a rotation, but no, he went out with an injury or whatever. I think they're going to be as cautious as possible too, I think, with the bye as well. But they did look a little better today. I got to give them – I've been killing the line here, but they did look a little better. Linderbaum looked much better today. I thought Voorhees was at least playable today as well. Falele did somewhat – I'm going to give him credit. He was better today than I think all of them as a whole were better. At least they were getting push where Henry could get up the field at least in the passing game. I think some of it was on Rush. I think Rush, because they've been so bad that he didn't trust the protection the way he should have been as well. But I thought without Lamar, I think, again, had Lamar been in the game, I thought it would have been sufficient as well. I thought they were better today. I guess a good overall good Rams defense. Ravens defense showed improvement throughout a rough outing against the Texans. Much better looked against Matt Stafford. The Secretaries took a noticeable step forward, even though the lack of pass rush is a significant concern. The secondary, I think, is going to straighten itself out. That looked a lot better today. You had your leader in there. You had Kyle Hamilton. Again, he didn't look like the Kyle Hamilton we're hoping for, but that was a lot closer to it. Marlon Humphrey looked much, much better today. So I thought the secondary as a whole looked decent enough. I mean, you gave up 17 points to Stafford, under 200 yards passing as well. I think had you had any offense to actually punch the ball in, I think that would have been obviously preferable to that. But I thought the defense wasn't bad today. What's obvious is you can't pass rush still. That's a problem. And you without Matabuke in there, you didn't have Roquan today. That might help, but you can't rush the passer. Like Stafford still had way too much time today as well. Puka Nacua went out with the injury after the catch. He came back in for a little while. I think like Devontae Adams uncharacteristically had like 3 bad drops today, despite he did have he was productive, but I think Adams was uncharacteristically had. What was Adams do today? 4 for 39. I think he was targeted like 9 times because he had some drops as well. So it could have been worse there, but they didn't push the issue, I think, enough. I think the secondary did geese, but Stafford had way too much time. They didn't have the pass rush to really drill down as well. They are going to have to make a move. If they're not giving up on the season, and every indication they didn't with the Oweh trade and everything like that, they're going to have to make a move and get more pass rush. Max Crosby might be a little bit of wishful thinking, but something. You got to do something like that because clearly the guys that you have are doing that. Mike Green, he just doesn't look good here so far as like his pass rush ability. He looks good enough setting the edge. Tavius Robertson, I was saying it last week, is kind of slow. That's the biggest problem I thought today. I mean, I thought on defense, like they couldn't rush the passer. They did dial up some stuff creatively, which was good. I think that was good. I thought the defense was yeoman. Teddy Buchanan and Trent Simpson were both solid today. I thought the run defense was more effective, including holding the Rams under 100 yards rushing. So the Rams didn't do a lot in terms of offense. The Ravens controlled the ball most of the game. Derrick Henry had his 100 yards. I think they had time of possession. I think it was, what was it? I think it was 38 minutes of time of possession, 296 yards. They had more plays. They just, when they had it, a long time ago, ball control, my brother told me, my ball control is fine when you get 6. Like you can't get 3. And that's what they kept doing as well. They again, I'm pretty sure you have Lamar in this game. You do better with that. Despite a sluggish performance, it showed determination and grit in a tough loss against the Rams. I thought they played hard. They kept the game within reach most of the afternoon. No pass game today. No offense in the pass game. None. I think otherwise you probably win this game today in the West. I thought the defense was markedly improved. I thought the secondary was much better. I thought the run defense was good as well. They couldn't pass rush as well. So, but even like with the secondary being better, at least they got coverage sacks as well. Also, limited help, team never folded, showing fight to the finals. So at least they fought. At least they fought in this one as well. A little bit on the Rams. They have Super Bowl aspirations. I question the trenches a little bit with these guys. And I think that's the only thing with the Rams. You got Stafford, you got the receivers, you have those. I think the run game wasn't great today, but I think it'll bounce back. But your offensive line, they have some offensive line issues as well. And the defensive line wasn't great today as well, as far as like that. And that's kind of the problem, I think, with the Rams, I think, in general. Like, they're not – the trenches, I think, is going to be an issue for them because they're going to score points and they're going to create turnovers on defense, which is the main things. But you have to, in the trenches, this is why they keep losing to the Niners. They get smacked in the mouth. The Niners keep smacking them in the mouth, and then you don't win these games and you wonder why you're losing. That's what's going on there as well. Ravens going forward. Obviously, next week, bye week, so you're going to have the Bears when they come back. The season has to start then, and you have no more margin for error. You only lose but so many games. they have to win all the games down the stretch. So there's no margin for error. Now, you're talking about teams not as strong that you're playing going forward. You're not, you played a lot of the good teams early. I mean, everybody keeps saying that, but man, your margin for error is really gone now. So going forward, you got Bears, Dolphins, Vikings, Browns, Jets, Bengals, etc. So the next 4 weeks, you need to win, period. You have to get to at least 5-5 to have any type of chance of at least salvaging the season and getting the playoffs. Obviously, now best record and all that's done, right? That's not going to happen. But everything has to go into fixing the next 4 games. You are going to have Lamar back for the next set of games. That's going to be huge for them going down the stretch, because you are also going to have some tough games along with these as well. But they have to go on a roll right now. One other thing, pass rush has to happen. You got to go get a pass rush there. Offensive line changes have to happen, despite what I said today. They were better today, but getting that, look, I've got no problem with seeing Rosengarten, the left tackle, when you take him out of the game. Noteboom is really struggling when you go in there. It was a huge difference right away with that when we saw that. All right, we're here. 1-5 Ravens. We'll see you in 2 weeks as far as our instant reaction after the game against the Chicago Bears. God bless the rest in peace, Mike Ditka and Dick Butkus, 2 of my dad's favorite players and coach there. So we will go ahead and do that instant reaction Rams game this week. Ravori Sports Podcast. We're going to talk about this Rams game, and we're also going to talk about Orioles free agency. We'll be happy to go ahead and do that for you. Right now, you watching right now on the Twitter feeds, on our Kick channel, on our Twitch channel, on all of our channels, like and subscribe to all of our social media content. Definitely share the video. Let everybody know. So we're here every Wednesday after every Ravens game as well, and get that taken care of for you. Have a great day. We'll see you this week.